Okay, we're going to get going again. Yeah. Nate, you need help? All right, are you ready? All right, now, everybody. Are we ready? We're going to run the CB100, the new Emery Thompson batch freezer that makes a quart and a half, and we're going to produce a product that's called. We're going to make a product called Lemon Sky. This is a recipe.
How much water?
Let me give you that. It's a recipe that's adapted from Ample Hills Creamery. If you don't know Ample Hills Creamery, they're in Brooklyn, New York, and it's just an amazing business. They make some of the best ice cream in the country. The owner of Ample Hills told me years ago that he was going to make his own dairy product, and he was going to do absolutely everything from scratch. And I said, "You can't do it. You're in Brooklyn, New York. You can't get a truck delivery, let alone be making your own dairy product." And I'll tell you, I was 100% wrong. He did the impossible. And he does make some of the greatest ice creams in the world at Ample Hills. This is an adaptation from his book about Ample Hills Creamery. And so this one is called Lemon Sky. It's going to be water, sugar, juice, lemon juice, agave syrup, a little bit of ground ginger, and limoncello liqueur. So we'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes. I've not made it before. And again, with the CB100, I just pick out a cylinder. I've got my dasher. That goes in like that. Just drop this in, and we'll be ready to go.
Where's your lemon juice?
My lemon juice is right here. So Jeff is helping me mix everything up.
2.5 cups, hang on.
Well, we're up to 2 quarts of product.
What? What?
We're up to 2 quarts of product in there.
Well, that's what I'm doing. What you have written down there.
Yeah. Okay. CB100. Oh, I'll just not pour it all in. I'm going to use all of these. I'm going to use all these. I've already done it.
Why'd you put it down that you need 2.5 cups?
Ooh, still frozen. Because that would be what the formula would be. But
Still frozen?
a little bit. And that's from a couple of days ago.
I guess we didn't prepare it.
Didn't want it to sit out. Okay. We'll put them under water and I'll add it as it's freezing. And let's see, the ginger I have right here.
How much?
The ginger we're going to add 2 teaspoons. So that's ground ginger that's going in. Okay.
You're a wreck.
Bless you.
Now, would you use real lemon or sun-kissed lemon? What would you recommend?
Always lemon juice is the best. Fresh lemon juice. If you're doing an Italian ice, that's always the way. But this was convenient.
A real lemon.
Oh, the real lemon? No, never use that. In the green bottles, it's got a terrible aftertaste. It's just horrible.
I'm sorry, what has the aftertaste?
It's a product called Real, R-E-A-L, Real lemon juice, and it comes in a green bottle. It's not refrigerated, and it's horrible. I mean, am I too opinionated?
No, it's awful.
No, I'm just laughing. I did that on purpose.
It's terrible.
Go at it. You actually wear it down.
Oh, that's a good idea, Jeff.
Steve, how much is the little sugar here?
$3,950.
Is that what the 100 is?
That's what the 100 is. And then this is 64.50, 99.50, 23.9.
And the 24 quart?
24 quart is 25.9. 2,000 more. Here's one more for you. And the limoncello. That's right. A little bit. We'll see if it freezes. I made my late night math. Looks like it was a little wrong. So let's see. I'll go get Sammy's dog food cup. She has a measuring cup.
What?
I'll be right back.
Are you not, comfortable with that recipe?
Well, I just marvel at how he's like a. Imagine if he made a sandwich with 5 ingredients in the kitchen, they'd be all over the place.
You didn't fall for it, Jeff. I was trying to get
Oh, I know. I got it. I got it. Okay.
All right, Jeff, so I'll take it from here. Why don't you go ahead and talk about the vanilla?
Okay. Just let me. Where's the top to this? Where's the top to this?
Where's the top to that? Right here. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, because you added all that lemon and you didn't compensate with the sugar, it might be somewhat tart.
It's a little tart.
Add a little more sugar.
Yeah.
How tart is it? Okay.
There you go. That's good. He speaks my language. Because I know the limoncello is tart too. Or,
Yeah.
So I've heard.
You probably need the rest of. There's only a hair left in here.
Go for it. See, the difference between watching an Italian video and us is we're having a lot of fun. And we're experimenting and we're trying things. We're not wearing a toque or whatever they call it, and we're not using a spectrograph. We're kind of relaxed about it.
Okay, while he's making this, we're going to talk about vanilla. Vanilla is a big thing in the industry today because the price has gone through the roof. This container here, which he gets for free because he knows the guys, and we all have to buy it. This is what, 400 now?
No, it went up to 600.
Okay.
626, I just looked it up on their website.
Okay, this is.
Let's run down.
Just put this in my stuff over there. I mean, he don't pay for this stuff, right?
Right.
Okay. So actually, never mind. So in my world, it's become cost prohibitive to use stuff like this. And what you can do, the beans are running about $300 a pound. And they come like this in freeze-dried container packages. And I don't even do this anymore because the cost is silly. I used to pay $30 for this. And now they're $300. It just... And here's the story on vanilla. Why is it so expensive now? Well, here's the deal on vanilla. Vanilla is made primarily in 3 places in the country, in the world. It's made in Mexico, where it started. They started making vanilla. Vanilla comes from the orchid plant. You know orchids? That's what vanilla comes from. Don't look at him. I'm telling you the truth. So it comes from orchids. And here's the deal. Mexico made vanilla, but they didn't know how to reproduce the plant. They sent it abroad, and in Indonesia, they didn't know how to do it either, but a child slave way back when discovered that the plant blooms once a year, And when the plant blooms, the orchid plant blooms, this kid figured out that if you take your two fingers and you press together the male and female parts on the plant, or of different plants, you can propagate them? Pollinate them. You can pollinate them, and then they'll grow into pods, which is what that is. So he discovered this, and then they sent it to Madagascar. Now Madagascar accounts for, I believe, like 80% of the world's vanilla. And everybody wants Madagascar vanilla. Well, the problem in Madagascar, in 2014, I think, they had a cyclone, which is a tornado, a hurricane, and it destroyed a lot of the crops. So the prices went up. Now, it takes a year between doing this and getting the product. So they raised the prices immediately to compensate for that time period when they knew the price was going to go up because they lost their crops. That's what's written about it, because I did as much research as I had time for, and that's what I discovered. Now I'll tell you what I feel. Not that you care what I feel, but what I feel is this is all BS. This is all a bunch of hooey. I don't believe that, oh, by the way, the third place vanilla comes from is Tahiti. So you have Mexico, Madagascar, and Tahiti. Those are the three main vanillas in the world. And they each have different properties. People seem to gravitate towards the Madagascar vanilla because of what they feel its properties are. I don't. And I'm not going to become a slave to buying $800 a gallon vanilla when I use an ounce per quart. And I make 50 gallons a day. I'm not going to succumb to that. So what I did was I started to gear my business towards bold flavors. This is way back when. Vanilla is an enhancer of flavors. Unless you're making vanilla ice cream, then it's the flavor. But I'll tell you how to get around that too. But the vanilla enhances the flavors. So I thought, well, let's just make bolder flavors, products, ice creams with more flavor, so the vanilla becomes not as important in the process. And as you saw the last few days, sometimes we added it, sometimes we didn't. You know, you don't have to add it on every one. If the flavor's big and sock'em and bold, maybe you don't need as much vanilla. What I do at the store, I take the beans. Of course, I'm not buying them anymore, but there's a way around this too. These are whole gourmet grade A beans grown in Madagascar. What I used to do is because they were cheap, they were relatively inexpensive, I used to take the beans, slit them down the middle, scrape them with a knife, and put the scrapings into my ice cream, and that would give me the dots. You know, we all want those dots in the vanilla ice creams. And that would give me that, plus a lot of flavor. Then the prices started going up and up. So then what I did was same thing. I took the bean, scored it, scraped it, added that, but I didn't throw the husks away. I took the husks and I would put them in a 1.75 bottle of vodka. And I would put this in a dark place in the store. And in a week, I would have this. And in 2 weeks, I'd have more flavor. And in a month, my God. And I used so many beans that I had these stacked up in time. I would have one that's been sitting for 2 months, one that's been a month, one that's been 3 weeks. And that's amazing vanilla. But then the price of beans went up and up. So I started saving this for my friends, you know, for ice cream that I was serving at my house or to my friends. And then, and then I discovered this product from Nielsen Massey. You deal with them?
Yes.
Okay. Great. This is vanilla bean paste. And that's great, isn't it? Did you smell it?
I was going to take it home.
Smell it. You take that home, I'll take that home. Smell that.
Yeah, but this is homemade. Wow. Very
Terrific.
strong.
Right.
Yes.
Then I discovered this product, pure vanilla bean paste. This is great. This is everything I was trying to accomplish by scraping the beans and adding it to my ice cream. This is a thick mixture of vanilla beans.
How much is that, Mr.
What? When I first started buying this, these bottles were $28. And you checked yesterday, and on eBay they're $92. On Amazon they're 70. How much?
77.
77. And that's 1 quart. And considering using an ounce per quart of mix, it just cost prohibitive. If you're watching, you can send me some like you send it to Steve. I'll be your best friend. So what I've done is I decided to buy, now understand, when I did my research, what I read was that 85% of the world is not using real vanilla anymore. They're using what's called vanillin, with vanillin, and that's pretty much a generic blend, a synthetic blend. It's not really from the bean plant. And people don't even know they're using it, but they're using it. That stuff's probably the real deal because they'd get in a lot of trouble. But anyway, so 2 things I'm doing to overcome this mountain of vanilla crap that we all have to put up with. I believe the ice cream industry is the main user of vanilla. More than the baking industry, more than the additives to other foods industries. Ice cream is the #1 user of vanilla. So we're sort of being held hostage now because although they had that big typhoon in Madagascar, well, what about Mexico? I think Mexico's bigger than Madagascar. I'm not sure about that. And I think Tahiti is growing a fair amount. And now there's even, I believe, in Indonesia, they're making vanilla too. Just like Cuban tobacco. It used to be Cuban cigars. Well, now the Dominican Republic is making great cigars comparable to Cuban cigars. So what I found is Mexican vanilla is working good for me. It's relatively inexpensive, totally accessible, and between using that and making my ice creams much more flavorful and relying less on vanilla, that's how I'm getting around it. So there you go. Any questions about that? I used to, certainly, Steve will tell you, 1 ounce per quart of good vanilla when we could afford it. But I can afford it. I just have an aversion to being held hostage. That's all.
I'll tell you a little bit of that I learned too. The rest of the story, which, like you said, doesn't get better. First off, I have to say, way back when, during the Iranian hostage crisis, the only place that you could get good, pistachios was from Iran. Iran was the place to get pistachio. And you're right, Americans are the #1, and ice cream is the #1 user of these products in the world. So during the Iran problem, that was what, in the 80s?
80s.
American ice cream parlors, we kind of all got together and said, we're not going to sell, we're not going to buy that flavor. We're just going to stop.
No more pistachios.
No more pistachios. I mean, until we got to that point, some of the unscrupulous people were putting peanuts in, and this is before peanut allergies existed. But everybody stopped buying it. Well, the law of supply and demand is absolutely wonderful because it took a good 15 years, but they took those pistachios and found that they could grow them in Northern California. And today, Northern California is the largest producer in the world of pistachios, and they are better than anything else in the world. So supply and demand will take over.
And those vanilla people are going to find out real quick that they're not the end all to vanilla.
But it's the farmers. It's not the producer Nielsen Massey. It's not Lockheed.
No.
It's the guys growing the stuff, and they treat it like oil is treated. I mean, we can produce Brent Texas crude in Texas for a very low price. But when you put it onto the market, it's sold at the same price as the Arabian oil. It goes as the going rate. So if Mexico can produce it cheaper, Why should they sell it cheaper when the Indonesia or the Madagascar is up that high? But here's the real scary part, as told to me by Lockheed, if I have this right, is Jeff is absolutely right. What a great place to work, picking vanilla beans, ripe vanilla beans, because they're on orchids. You know, it must smell wonderful. Ripe, dark vanilla bean stalks, like you saw. The other companies, not as scrupulous, have found out that we can take green beans, the green stalks, before they have matured, and we can process them into a vanilla. And so the law was also changed at the same time, very recently, to where this product is called pure vanilla. Some of the derivatives, if you take the green beans and process them in the alcohol, you can call it natural vanilla. Well, who of us knows the difference between pure vanilla and natural vanilla? Well, there is a difference. So now the problem long term, which is pretty scary, is if you're the farmer, you say, hey, I don't have to wait all these months for my crop to come to fruition. I can sell them green and let them worry about it at a darn good price, and then I can go on and grow more. So we may get to a point where we never see mature stalks again, because the farmers say, hey, I can make a lot of money. So there are lower priced vanillas that will be coming out, but will they be the same as pure vanilla? Of course not. But we may not have.
We'll adapt.
But we may, we will adapt. But we may not have the luxury until and if that price comes down.
Now,
It came down with the nuts. We'll see what happens with the pistachios. We'll see what happens.
Have you tried the natural vanilla?
I've had natural vanillas, and what he's talking about is also vanillin. And quite frankly, I personally like vanillin. It's got a nice, strong flavor.
Smoother too.
I ordered Lockheed's natural, and I used it in one batch, and I've never used the rest of it. Why was wrong?
Well, we'll see how it goes. They have a new product coming out. They're sending to me, and I'm gonna maybe fake label it and give it to Jeff and let him try it, and he'll tell me. He'll tell me if it's good or not. He'll say right away, "Where'd you get this? It's not right." Or, "Hey, this is good stuff. How'd you afford it?"
And
it was cheap, and I ordered it, but it's
now also, in doing my homework, I found on the internet this has to sit and cure. This is just white vodka, cheap vodka, and now you see it's really rich and brown. That's from the beans, sucking all that stuff out of the beans. Somebody on the internet discovered that you can do this like that with a pressure cooker. And they give the whole formula. Just
Wow.
go on Google. Go on Google. And what they do is they take the beans. They tell you how many beans, and they, I guess they put the vodka in the pressure cooker. It's an electric pressure cooker, and it works. I mean, they claim. I haven't tried it because I'm okay with this. You know, I sort of like this. The first day you can see through it, and then you check it every day, and it gets like this. I'll pass this around if you want to smell it. This smells fantastic, and this is great stuff. Just make sure it comes back.
Let's
And by the way, my formula for how many beans to use, whatever you got.
let's send around this too, so they can have a comparison.
Now
Yeah,
that is the pure.
Pure. No, that's
Twofold.
twofold. That's
that's
pure.
$800.
That's the $600 stuff.
That's the big one.
Yeah, damn right.
I'm going to take a sip of it.
That's so pure. How does the vanillin, how does that compare in price?
Vanillin is actually a derivative of the vanilla
Synthetic.
bean, but it's mixed with other things, so it's a combination of synthetic and natural vanilla. And we've been
It's
through this before.
inexpensive.
Yeah, we've been through this before. Vanilla went through the roof another time, either the 80s or the 90s. Just like coffee. How many people here remember when Columbia Beans went absolutely insane, and the biggest company back then was chock full of nuts, not Starbucks, chock full of nuts in the can, the Heavenly Coffee. And they started selling it with chicory in it, which is like, taking grass clippings and drying them and throwing them in there. And it's famous. Chicory coffee is famous in Louisiana. And that's what we dealt with coffee for a couple of years, until all of a sudden the Colombian coffee growers cried uncle because we weren't buying their product.
Do the people from Lockheed, like Josephine, do they watch these?
Probably.
Oh, then
You're never going to get anything free.
no, I'm never going to.
They are sending me $100 a gallon vanilla to try.
Well,
I'm looking forward
what
to it.
I
We'll
use,
see.
the price of the vanilla that I use when I'm not making it myself is $6 a liter. Enough said.
That's the vanilla example.
That's for what's labeled, listen, it's from Mexico and it's labeled pure vanilla. But we know that. But it's $6 a liter and the stuff's great.
Okay, look here. The Blockhead pure vanilla is $300 a gallon. The double is $566. Natural regular is $96.
Right.
The natural double is only $109.
Because you're not dealing with so much vanilla
I'm not
beans,
spending
you're
that
dealing
much
with
money.
a blend.
Yeah.
So the twofold is going to be the best bargain of the natural.
But the whole question is, how necessary is it to have that high-priced vanilla? I mean, I'll put my ice creams up against anybody's ice cream, anybody's, no matter what kind of vanilla they use, and I think my ice cream's better. So how necessary is it? And I think they're going to find themselves, for instance, the less expensive, that's synthetic almost, isn't it? It's a blend.
It's a blend. It's not synthetic. It's all natural ingredients.
But it's a blend.
Yeah.
And I think that could be sold for much less. But that's, who am I?
I hope you all in the audience and those watching this realize that this is earth-shaking, because here's the man who only does things fresh ingredients, the best ingredients he can get, and he's saying, I'm not going to kowtow down to $600 a gallon vanilla, which is not the fault of the American producers. It's the fault of the country. Oh, we just conveniently happen to have this bad weather. Well, I wonder why it didn't show up on the radar.
We like yours better.
Yeah, it smells better.
And they do offer
beans like that? Are they done?
No, I use them over and over and over and over.
Really?
Yeah, you'll look at the color of the vanilla. The question was, do I use these beans and throw them away? And no, I use them over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It just takes longer to get your vanilla good. The first batch will be done in 5 days, and then get it out, and then use the beans again, and then use.
So that, like a vanilla color, you pretty much finished.
Yeah, these are old beans in here. They're old beans. Now I tried doing it with bourbon also, because they make a good bourbon vanilla liquid, and it's good, but it's not as good as this. It's too strong a bourbon flavor. Vodka really doesn't have much flavor or taste, but this stuff is great.
Now they do have another one on here that's called natural and artificial.
How much is that?
And what does that cost?
80.
Yeah.
80. Well, I pay $6 a liter.
Don't forget us.
So that's the story on vanilla. I'm trying to cut down on my use of vanilla only because of the cost. If they remained reasonable, I'd use more of it. But the bolder your ice cream, if you think about it, the more chocolatey your chocolate ice cream, probably the less vanilla you need. Just how I do it.
And like you say, we'll adapt. Instead of using vanilla in flavors that we would use
Correct.
it as a background,
Correct.
we'll just say, no, we're going to
Save
add
it for
more
those
chocolate.
vanilla flavors.
Save it for the vanilla.
Yeah.
Back when vanilla was cheap, we had a franchise up in New York, a large one called Carvel. And
Tom Carvel.
Tom Carvel was a curmudgeon, an old man, and for some reason he liked me, and I was like 22 years old. And he used to have people who would go out and check his stores. He called them his spies. And he would always say that he sent his spies out and would tell them only taste the vanilla in the store, because vanilla was so dirt cheap that if they're, in his words, if they're cheating on the vanilla, you can be darn sure they're cheating on the maple walnut. And look where we've come now. It's the most expensive flavor that we produce, vanilla ice cream. But those of us in the ice cream business, and you'll get this way too, I judge an ice cream parlor by their vanilla. I go in and you can junk
Absolutely,
up. You can junk up
absolutely.
an ice cream with anything, but I taste their vanilla and it tells me how they're running their business. So when Jeff says he's willing to make some changes, that's mind shattering and good. What are you up next?
What up? Did you just say to me, what up?
I did say, what are you up? But that was just as bad. What
Well,
up
I
next?
thought I'd make peanut butter and jelly, but
That's good. Let's go for it.
now, while you're doing
We'll
that?
keep going.
Oh, okay.
In the
Whoa.
middle- in the middle,
You're going to
I'll see this.
multitask?
Yeah.
All right. So peanut butter and jelly. Would you rather have peanut butter and jelly swirled or peanut butter and that fudge swirled? Jelly. Okay. It's more interesting anyway. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. Peanut butter and jelly. So we have to do two things. We have to make peanut butter ice cream, and we have to make that variegate, thanks, of jelly. So to do that, I found some stuff to make it with. I'm trying to work here,
Ace,
you know.
Ace Moving Company. Sorry.
Okay. So I found. Remember we talked about this, the juice, the frozen concentrated grape juice, right? So I bought this, let it thaw out. This is frozen concentrated grape juice, and I haven't done this before, so we'll try it. We'll add a little of that. And we'll add some, what do we got? Grape jam. Grape jam. Grape jam.
Want me to get you a bigger spoon?
It'll come out. It's all right. Just got to break the air, I guess.
Oh.
The problem is going to be, the challenge is going to be when we want to thicken this up. So I thought about that a little bit. If we whisk this together, it's going to be too thin. Remember how we needed the chocolate to be thicker so that we can fold it in? This is still soupy. So I thought we'll add a can of this. Who cares? Who cares? You're going to eat it. This is blueberry pie filling. Pie, P-A. It's blueberry pie filling. So we'll add some of that. It's nothing but fun.
Innovative.
And that might give us the thickening we need to spread it. And don't worry that it's blueberry, it'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be all right.
What you hear, what you don't.
Yeah, I hear everything. Trust me, you guys are going to eat this. Okay, then now we're happening. I did look for grape pie filling, but nobody makes grape pie. So that's what we got. Pretty good. I think we could add some more stuff. What do you think? Can't hurt it, right? We'll add some more grape jam. Now you notice we're not adding Walmart grape jam. It's the best grape jam money can buy. I did look for Smucker's preserves, but they didn't have any. Short notice, I didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
I think you usually do grapes as preserves.
No, I don't think. It's hard to find grape anything except jelly and jam.
Strawberry, mango, and stuff like that, you get dessert.
Okay, we are there. Huh. How's that coming? You got an eye on that stuff there?
Yeah, I'm watching it. You know, with the alcohol in there, you're going to suppress the freezing time.
Suppress it? Yeah, it's going to take longer.
It's going to take longer. Yeah. It's nice and faulty.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We'll have some, we got a lot of it. Now we got to make peanut butter ice cream. Peanut butter ice cream. So I need 5 quarts. Probably need another bag. Unless you want me to make 4 quarts, this is probably what's left in here.
I have another bag.
Probably 4 left in here. You used 1?
No, I don't think so.
What?
I think that's all? That much? Well, I'll get you another bag. How much? Say
One more.
Okay.
Good. Okay, so we're going to start 12-quart machine, 5 quarts of mix. In a 24-quart, and by the way, the best machine that you can have in the whole world is the 24-quart. One of the reasons is the bladders come in 10-quart bags, and that's exactly 1 batch. So you take a bladder, right in, and that's your batch. And now we have peanut butter. Crunchy. Peanut butter ice cream. So let's see how much to add. This is 5 pounds. 16 times 5, 78. How much? 80? 80. All right, we won't use the whole thing. We'll use about half. About 40. You don't have a super drill mixer, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Where is it?
I'm just going to like a little longer.
Whoa!
Too tart?
It's a little tart, but I like it.
Okay.
It's refreshing. That's Italian ices, right?
Yes.
Oh, an immersion, yeah. Oh, that'll work.
Yeah, you said you liked this one.
Oh, what I have to put up with here. Look
Wow.
at this. Look at this. Whoop. Come on, I need something to get this out of here.
How about a spatula?
That'll work.
Okay.
Where are you going to plug that into?
Here's your big spatula right here.
I think we're going to do it over here.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Right here in front of the coffee pot.
Question, if you're making this, can you use too much peanut butter? No. It'll just be more flavor, right? More peanut. It'll be closer to that than that. Nothing wrong with that. Can it be too thick going in the machine?
Never.
No.
Never too thick. Whoa.
Oh,
See, if you're going to do live anything, if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. There we go.
Okay. Ah, it's almost the whole. There we go.
Glad I'm not cleaning this up tonight.
Okay. Now we're going to immersion blenderize it. In the store, what I would do is, you know the paint thinner trick? Yeah. You're the only one who knows that here? Oh, well. Okay. So we'll do this By the way, was that his that he brought, the other one? That's a
Yes.
really super one, isn't it?
Yeah, but a little hard to carry around.
Well, I tried to nail it, but he was watching.
You wouldn't believe some of the emails Jeff and I get. We've had people complain because he took his paint mixer and his electric drill to mix things up. People say, "Oh, it's horrible! You have that beast walking into your ice cream business." I say, "This isn't a business; it's an ice cream room." Never mind. Never mind. I'll just stick the mop on the floor.
This thing is working. You know what? The machine will still mix it.
Some days you can't win.
Just keep it in there.
Mr. Powell?
I thought you were gonna bring the drill so we can see it in action.
We didn't do that, did we? Damn, I wish I had it here.
You need another attachment for that?
What kind of attachments do you have?
I got all sorts of things.
You have something that'll stir it?
I got a whisk.
Really?
Let me stop by the sanitizing station.
Oh, that'll be good. Oh, you don't have to worry about that.
I know, but there's people watching.
How do you release
about
this?
it.
How do you release this?
Twist it.
Oh, sure, me, right?
No, yeah, that's good.
That's it?
Yeah.
That?
Oh, that's ready. Hey, Jack,
Yes, Steve.
you want to focus the cameras over here for a second?
That'll be good. All right. that's-
Okay, our lemon sky is ready, so I'm going to turn off the refrigeration. Turn off the dasher.
What a mess.
And push down on that. And
What a mess.
Start with that camera. And look at that. Because I don't want to interrupt Jeff.
Interrupt me. I'm just making a mess.
How come there's ice cream and peanut butter all over my coffee pot?
Must have been that guy.
Yeah, it must have been.
It was Nate. It's all that dairy-free stuff.
It was DF. It was DF.
Right. DF making a big MF mess.
There's a
Okay, we're good. Come on up and have some of this.
Come on up and grab this. There is alcohol in this. Warning, there's alcohol in this.
I need to.
Crystal Mark and Deb.
Thank you, sir.
Hold on, something else.
You missed one.
Not much left on there, is there?
No,
Okay,
I like that.
yeah. You just put it right there.
I was going to actually eat it.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Excuse me, sir.
That's nothing but refreshing, I'll tell you that.